Howdy, folks. Sitting here in the van tonight, on the road. I figured I ought to get a cigar and whiskey talk out. I'm not going for a fresh cigar. I'm finishing up a Alec Bradley Black Market Esteli in Toro that I started before I ate dinner. So I'm just going to finish that up while we're having a little chat. And I think we'll do a little Balvenie 14-year Scotch tonight. I got to tell you, I wish there wasn't so much to talk about. Not all political stuff. And tonight, I was sitting having breakfast in a restaurant a few days ago, and the guy at the next table was really loud. He was holding court, and was explaining basically the world to the folks he was having breakfast with. And he started out with Native Americans, and ended up with tree stuff. And it was the tree stuff that actually got my attention. I was unaware until listening to this guy talk that all of the tulip poplar had been wiped out in the United States, because when we took over this country, we chopped them all down and sent them all over to Europe. Now, it was kind of a funny thing. My son was sitting across the table from me. He goes, "You going to tell him?" I go, "No, I'm not going to tell him." Because where we were sitting, there were probably a grove of 15 tulip poplars right across the road from the restaurant. And he said it was the same thing with the longleaf pine. We'd wiped all that out. Now, I don't have longleaf pine where I'm at, but a buddy of mine, he goes out and harvests wild longleaf and makes baskets out of them all the time. I'm not sure how they're all gone. But anyway, but that's kind of the state of the world we live in nowadays. A bunch of folks don't do any research and figure out things on their own. It was just a sad thing. Makes me want to shake my head. My son understands how fired up I get about people being uninformed, and it's on a variety of subjects. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not the sharpest tool in the drawer. That is for damn sure. But with today's technology running around, it takes 5 minutes to research this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know where folks get their stuff. And then yesterday, I didn't actually read the article because the headline was all I could really tolerate. But apparently, highways are racist now. How the hell is a highway racist? You know, I don't understand how you could even make that leap, and I really don't understand how a news agency could report on it with a straight face. So apparently, highways are racist. Don't know how. My youngest son just came back from a trip to Montana, and he stopped at 3 or 4 Indian reservations while he was out there. He told me the Native Americans out there aren't nearly as mad at us as the news would make us believe. So, I don't know, maybe y'all ought to look into that too. How do we think about the things? How do we think the things we think about things? I don't understand. I really don't understand where we're going with any of this stuff. Everybody tells us we need to be united and everybody ought to get along and all that kind of stuff. But all of these news stories and things that people believe and tell other people don't do anything but divide us more than we already are. And but I guess that's what folks want. I mean, heck, if they weren't driving the wedges in all the time, more people might see through their bullshit. I just said bullshit on YouTube. Oh well, this is probably going to be a short one. And like I said, I really wish there wasn't so much to talk about. I really wish. Somebody asked me on my last video, made a comment on my last video, because I made the statement that I might make the aficionados mad by taking the band off my cigar. I think my GPS wants to talk to me. But anyway, and why that would make them mad, basically what he said. There are a couple of reasons why folks don't take the bands off the cigar. Number one, I think it's kind of a little vanity thing, so you can see across the room when I'm smoking. And if it's a high $1.93 or above rated cigar, there you go. That's what I'm smoking over here. And then a couple of other things. Actually, the bands, when they put them on cigars, they put them on pretty tight. And they're glued on. Now, they don't mean to get glue on the wrapper, but a lot of times when they squeeze them tight, to get them on getting tight, the little bit of that glue leaks out and gets onto the wrapper on the cigar, and it can stick to it. And if that's the case, let the cigar out. If that's the case, you can actually damage the wrapper on your cigar, which will cause a hole and cause draw problems and things like that if you go deep enough. So that's reason number two. And reason number three, a lot of folks believe that if you smoke down past the ring, that's actually where all the tars and things that you're pulling through the cigar when you're drawing on it actually deposit is in that third of the cigar. So they say don't smoke down past the band. I don't know about y'all, but if I pay $9 or $10 or $12 or $15 for a stick, I'm gonna get as much of it out of it as I can. Out of all the cigars I smoked, I don't think I've ever had one band damage the wrapper. So I don't know if that's a real thing or it's just not on the brands that I smoke. And people have asked me about that too. What brand of cigars do you smoke? About 75% of the cigars I smoke are Alec Bradley's of some variety. So that's what I got. Alec Bradley Black Market Esteli. Pretty good cigar. I like dark wrappers, but you know. And I've been smoking a lot of Asylum 13s here lately. And somebody wanted me to talk about the whiskey I drink. I just drink whiskey. I don't get into that. Well, it's got this flavor and it's got that flavor and it's got this aftertaste and it's got all that. I don't get into all that stuff. I just like what I like. Scotches. I like scotches. I like bourbons. I like rye whiskeys. I like mashes. I like it all. So, you know, I can't really talk to that much. I think that's probably about all I got. I want you all to go out there and not take any crap. If you see something wrong, don't be afraid to mention it. So, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm basically just gonna relax here in the van for a while and go to bed here in a little bit. Class season over at the school is just about over. We've got a class this weekend and we've got a class in 2 weeks after that, and those are the last two for this school year. So maybe I'll have time to get back on the videos, and hopefully I'll have time to get back down south and work on the boat some more. So if y'all are interested in boat projects, let me know and I might do some videos on that. Talk to y'all later, and until then, hope to see you in the woods or on the road someplace. Once again, these views are mine and mine alone. Don't be mad at anybody I associate with. Talk to y'all later.